Hey guys, I am back and today I have a life update. I was trying to film this video a little bit ago and I had to stop because my roommate is moving out and there was a lot of noises happening. I don't know why I thought that would have been a good time. My hair is knotty. I'll explain why it's fucking crazy in a second. Anyways, I don't know why I thought that it would have been a good time to film, but I was like, I looked cute, the lighting was good, so I was like, oh, like, let me film, and then, yeah, it didn't work out. I don't even know where to start with this life update. Let's start in the beginning of March. So, beginning of March, Frankie and I broke up. That's probably, actually, let's rewind. I know I just kind of ruined it, but my roommate Amber, who I have been roommates with for the past 4 years, told me and Frankie were still together at this point, so this was like middle of February, told me and Frankie that she wanted to get her own place when our lease was up, and our lease is up, it's currently, well, it's up May 30th, and part of it I think is because she's in a new relationship and she just wants a little bit more privacy, plus she's had a roommate for the past 5 years, like, I feel her, so have I, and so just, like, things like that, like, it's not bad terms, or any sort of falling out, we're still friends. It is a little unfortunate, like, I don't want to have to afford a place on my own, but here I am. So, in the beginning, me and Frankie were like, okay, like, this sucks, but, like, it'll be fine, like, me and Frankie were gonna find our own place, we were looking, all that stuff. And then in the beginning of March, coronavirus started and me and Frankie were quarantined together at our apartment here. And she came here quickly because the Canadian border was closing. So she came here and we were quarantined together. And one night, she just kind of, I know, typical, we broke up during quarantine. But the story is more in depth than that. One night she was just like really upset. We were looking at apartments and she kind of got really upset, and I thought that it was like a bunch of different things. I thought that it was the apartment stuff and her being able to afford it, and also I thought it was she was doing her master's degree. I thought that she was stressed because classes were now online. I thought that she was stressed about money because she was bartending while she was doing her master's degree and clearly all the restaurants are closed. So I thought that a lot was kind of getting at her, and I was just like kind of really being there for her. Like, I offered to pay more than half of the rent if I needed to, and all these really nice, supportive, significant other things. And she just like started crying, and I thought I had like just gotten through to her, like, okay, she's finally understanding, like, the anxiety's calming down, like, or like it was at the highest point and like it's like sinking in, you know. No, she started crying and I asked her why, and she told me it's because she's been cheating on me. For like, since she said before we went to Nashville, and we went to Nashville February 4th, so she had been cheating on me for more than a month at this point, with one girl, which kind of makes it worse because I feel like you kind of form a relationship with that person, an emotional relationship. So not only was it a physical, but it was an emotional relationship. And I was completely blown away because before she told me this, I truly thought we were at like the best point in our relationship. Like, we were just getting along and vibing so well, and everything was just going so, besides the whole living situation and like the world, like coronavirus, like everything was just going so well. Clearly I had fucking rose-colored glasses on. I was devastated. I drove home, like, to my parents' house at 3 in the morning, which is like an hour and a half drive. Woke my parents up crying, bawling my eyes out. Obviously told them what happened. And then I told Frankie to take all of her things, and she left in the middle of the night. Was able to actually get back over into Canada because she was a citizen, so they let her back over. And I have not seen her since because the borders closed. Not that I necessarily like would love to see her, but you know, sometimes after a breakup you do need like a little bit of closure and like maybe to talk a little bit. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any of that. It's been rough. I spent a solid 2 weeks so depressed. I had like, ironically, I had like a couple, like a stint of like 5 days off in a row from work, and I did nothing but lay in my bed and cry. I didn't even eat, wasn't hungry. And I felt the end of that relationship so hard. I was so scared to be alone. And, you know, being 23 and being alone is scary. I've never lived alone before. I've always had a roommate. So not only am I losing a roommate and losing my significant other, I'm like officially alone. And, you know, I live in a city that's not my hometown. And me and Frankie chose to move here together as like a decision for our future, for her career, for my career. And she just gets to go home and be with her family, and I'm like stuck here. And I'm kind of making that sound worse than what it is. Like I genuinely like really like my job, and that's what's keeping me here. Plus I have made friends here over the year that I've lived here. And so that's why I'm here, and it's not too far away from my hometown anyway, so I can still see my family every once in a while and my friends, but not as much as I want to. It's just unfair to me that she just gets to go home and be with her family and her friends and have all this support, and she just like fucked me over and left me here alone. So that took a lot of getting used to. I went on a lot of walks in the beginning, like 3-hour-long walks, just trying to like sort through my emotions and be okay with being alone and all these crazy things, these crazy things. Had to find an apartment for myself, so that was very stressful. I had to find a place that I can afford by myself. I found a beautiful new apartment. I am moving in soon. It's in the same apartment complex that my friend lives in, and it is super close to my work, so that's always a bonus. But it's so expensive. Everything is so expensive, especially when you're trying to afford something alone. So I'm excited, but I'm also not like I know that it's gonna be a heavy financial burden. Besides that, as you guys know, I'm a nurse, and COVID's a thing. I am lucky enough, I do work in a hospital, but I'm lucky enough to not have to, as of yet, like, knock on wood, I have not had to treat any COVID patients. I do think that in the future, I probably won't be as lucky, as like different resources are allocated different places, and nurses are kind of expected to do things that they don't normally do. My unit is a neurosurgery unit, so we are highly specialized, and for that reason, I think is what's keeping us away from the COVID patients, but it could change. Yeah, so that was a huge added stressor onto everything. And so, yeah, there's more. So moving, coronavirus, being a nurse, being broken up with. Hello. Oh, there's my rug for my new apartment, by the way. You can kind of see it. Actually, if I do this, does it get better? Let's see, hang on. There you go. I'm washed out, but the rug is in frame. Let's get back to me. Anyways. So I've been single, and I definitely have hung out with a few people, re-download that good old Tinder that I used to have when I was in college, a little weird. I downloaded Hinge, that's a little different. I'm not really using Bumble. Yeah, I met someone off Hinge, interestingly enough. And mind you, it's been like almost 3 months since Frankie and I broke up, which for Frankie and I dated for 3 years. Like, that was a long relationship. And so some might think that I'm like kind of moving on fast. I'm pretty sure Frankie thinks that. But I the only explanation I have for that is like I felt those emotions so intensely for like 2 weeks, and I did not try to push them aside. I did not try to stifle it. I like let myself feel those emotions. I was crying at literally every little thing that reminded me of her, that we used to do together, like anything. I watched the movie Selena by myself one night and just sobbed, and then came in my room and listened to Selena really loud, like blasting music really loud in my room, crying even more. So anyways, the only explanation I have for moving on kind of quickly is that I really truly let myself feel those feelings so intensely, and I'm like just starting to be okay. I'm not trying to rush into another relationship. I think that it is important to be single for a little bit by yourself after you get out of a relationship. And I haven't been single in my 20s. Like, I have not been single. I'm 23 years old. I have not been single in my 20s. It's sad, but it's also exciting. Like, it's exciting to see kind of like what the world throws at me and like what I can do, and like maybe I'll go back to school and focus on school now. But it's also sad because I feel like I'm 23, like I'm almost in my mid-20s. Like, this is the age that people meet the person that they're gonna fucking get married to, and I just feel like there's like a lot of pressure, and all my friends and my family say that there's no pressure, but like internally I just feel this pressure, and I don't think it's gonna go away. So dating in your 20s, in your early to mid 20s, let's talk about that, because it is way different than dating when you're in college and you're 18 and 19 and 20. It shouldn't, I mean, it feels like it should be that different, but it's very different, which I was not ready for. There's definitely, let me just give you some of the key points that I've learned. Also, when I went for a walk, I was like in the woods, and I think a branch hit me. That's why my hair is messed up. I forgot to say that. But I went for a really long walk today, because today's the day that Amber officially moved out, and I'm in this apartment alone for the next 15 days, and it's just a lot of emotions all at once. Anyways, dating in your 20s. A lot of older guys are into me. Guys like that are 30, 32, which I'm like not, like I'm okay with it, I think. I think it just depends on their maturity level and kind of where they are in their life. But I was talking to this guy that had a kid for a little bit. That was weird. I'm definitely not ready for that type of relationship yet. He was nice enough. He drove a truck, which was cool. I also feel like dating in your 20s, a lot of people are kind of just looking for like someone to just fucking hang out with. And it's weird. It is weird. There's a lot more talking and a lot more communication that goes into it, which is good. I'm a communicator. I love talking. I thought I heard something, but I'm here alone. I'm bitter, as you can tell. Anyways, it's a lot of communication and a lot of talking. And also, I forgot what it's like to be single and have to like completely tell your whole life story to a new person. It's exhausting. It is exhausting to have to teach someone who you are as a person and give them all your life experiences and things like that. What else? Guys have houses now. Like they own their own houses, which is a huge turn on. But also I think that with that comes its own kind of issues. Like I was talking to this guy that owns his own house. He's my age, well, a little older. I think he's 24. Owns his own house, has 2 cars, has like a good, obviously paying job. But I feel like when guys get to that point, they like almost are like too used to being single. They like don't, like I felt like he just didn't have enough time for me, or not a relationship. Like I said, I'm not trying to like date, fucking marry someone right now, but like just didn't have enough time. It was just super, my nose is so itchy. Sorry. He was just like super into like landscaping, doing his landscaping, taking his dog out, like just fucking things that like a single 24-year-old guy that owns a house and has a dog and has 2 cars is gonna do. And that was different because I'm not used to that at all. There's been some people I've met that literally I'm just talking to, like straight up, like just texting, talking to, it's weird. I feel like I'm really good friends with this one guy that I've been talking to for the longest, I think. We have not even met in person. We could if we wanted to. Mostly we haven't met because of coronavirus. But it's weird. I have this like super weird like friendship with him that I like wasn't expecting. Yeah. The other weird thing is, some of you may be wondering this, but like I've literally only been talking to guys. I talked to this one girl, and she's cool. She kind of lives far away. We haven't met yet either. And you know what? I don't know. Like, I don't know why I'm gravitating towards being with guys now and why that seems more appealing to me. Because clearly I was with a girl for 3 years, you know? So that's also something I've been trying to like think about and kind of work through. Mainly, I was talking to this guy. Also, all these people are like not really happening simultaneously. They kind of are fading in and out. Plus, if you're single, like you can talk to whoever you want to. That's my own opinion. But anyways, oh, by the way, then there's all those guys that like you used to talk to in college or even high school that are like hitting you up. I have a couple of those guys, and I don't really know if I'm into that. But anyways, there's this one guy that I was really into. And we just clicked and vibed like so well, like better than I feel like I've ever vibed with someone right off the bat before in my life. He was a Gemini, so I was very apprehensive about that. If you guys have seen my All Men Are Dogs, I think part 2 story time, that guy was a Gemini. So I like basically like swore off of Geminis. I was like, no, I'm never gonna date a Gemini. And I told him that from the beginning, like, bro, you're a Gemini. It's not gonna be good. And yet I still fooled myself. Like, I still like had feelings for him and liked him. Anyways, let me backtrack. So yeah, we like, it was more than just like, let's hook up. It was like, let's go for a hike. Let's get lunch. Let's watch a movie together. Let me talk to your mom on the phone. That happened. Let me meet your roommates. Let me sleep over every time I come over. Yeah, that. Let me pick you up. He picked me up from my friend's house once because I was too drunk to drive. Okay, cool. So like, we're gonna do all of that. I don't want to get too into it, but we had a very intense, fast-paced forming of a relationship, and we both had said like, let's take this slow. He knew I just got out of a relationship. I knew I just got out of a relationship. We agreed to take it slow, and yet somehow it was still spiraling. So then he literally like slept over, and we like watched a movie. We were just having so much fun. Like I don't want to get into it, but anyways, he messages me and he's like, I really like you. And on multiple occasions, he said he really likes me. Like I called him every day on my way to work, every day on my way home from work. When I wasn't at work, he was here. Like, it was a thing. It was definitely a thing. Called me and he said, hey, I think that we should stop talking. And I was like, okay, why? And basically, like, long story short, he knew that we were getting serious and he had feelings for me and he wanted to end it, because he did not want to have to introduce me, I believe, he said his friends, but I feel like his family and his friends, because he didn't want to be judged for dating a plus size girl. Doesn't life just come full circle? And the other thing about it that I'm so upset about is I was literally curving mad dudes for this guy. Like, I had all these guys hitting me up and I was just like blowing them off, like telling them I was seeing someone. I told him that I was telling people I was seeing someone. Apparently he was doing the same thing. Like, he was very attentive to me. Like, whenever he was over, he was like never on his phone, and he told his sister about me. He told me that he told his sister about me. and like showed her pictures and stuff, and he told his family. But like when it came down to it, he doesn't want me to meet his friends. And I think that it comes from like childhood issues from what he's told me, which is sad, unfortunate. I don't want to use the word reasonable because I don't think that it's reasonable. But I guess I kind of get it. It just sucks. It just sucks. And that's never happened to me before. The thing is like, and you can watch my videos, I talk about it. I put full body pictures of myself on all my dating apps. This boy followed me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We met, and like, he knows exactly what I look like, and he knew exactly what I looked like before we even ever met in person. And so then he's just gonna pull that, like, he's just gonna play that game. Like, he's just gonna say, like, I don't want to be with you because, and he said, I'm attracted to you, which is even more fucked up, right? Like, you're attracted to me, but you care too much about what other people think. Like, you're not gonna be happy because you care too much about what other people think. That blows my mind. Blows my mind. So that's where I'm at. 3 months after the breakup, I am moving, single, lonely, feeling good though. I'm not feeling horrible. I'm feeling like momentum is happening, good things are happening. I just felt like too many changes were happening in my life. I needed to film a video about it, and I feel like even for my own, like, if I never even post this is for my own, like, venting, satisfaction, all of that. But that's that. I'm going to chug some water and film my next video now. So I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.